Minnesota winters aren't always giving us this type of break. Temperatures typically very cold, so many Minnesotans choose to snowbird to escape it.
Yeah, but to snowbird is going to cost you. Nick Foulks from Great Waters Financial is here to explain the steps and how to budget to make it work. So great to see you.
It is a pleasure to be with you guys.
We're making dreams come true here. A lot of people thinking like snowbirding, yeah, sounds good. I want to do it next year. Whatever people are thinking at home. So what is a snowbird?
Well, the snowbird is somebody who they typically are going to live in a colder climate, kind of like we have here, right? They're used to the frigid winters, if you will. But during that time period, they say, I don't want to stay here, like many of us do. But rather than just taking a vacation, they take an extended time period, a couple months, where they live in a warmer climate.
Now, we talk a lot about the different locations in the South. You know, people talk about Arizona, Florida, Texas. I've heard Tennessee more in recent years. Talk about the different factors in some of those southern states.
So one of the biggest factors that people are considering is, do I actually want to be a snowbird or do I want to become a resident of some of these different states? Why would they do that? Well, there's 8 states right now where there's not income tax. So people are considering that because what you may not realize is in your retirement plan, the taxation that you experience, depending on where you're living, it can be very, very significant. So by changing their residency or living somewhere for a period of time where taxes are a little bit lower, it can have a pretty large impact long term for them. So that's a big part.
Do you
for
see a
them.
lot of people doing that here in Minnesota?
Yeah, we actually have, so at Great Waters Financial, we have quite a few clients. Once they go through, they create their compass or their life plan. They'll decide, hey, maybe I don't want to live here all the time. And we will see a significant amount of people actually kind of change their state of residence.
So let's talk about the main, financial implications of snowbirding. So you got the tax thing, and you're saying that
that's one component, right?
Okay.
But you have cost of living. Okay, so for example, I went to a trip to Scottsdale, and Scottsdale was great. I loved it. It was warm. It was amazing, but it's expensive. If you haven't been there, you have to realize, it's not the same. So some of these places are warm and they're beautiful, but they're also prepared that, yes, we have lower taxation, but we may have higher costs of living. So when you think about the longevity of that, what's lifestyle cost living in that place? That's a big one.
What about healthcare and maybe even differences in healthcare premiums based on location?
Yeah, so when you go to different states, you may experience different costs for your healthcare and what's associated for that. So making sure that you do your research, right? If you're thinking, okay, I'm on Medicare, well, what kind of coverage do you have here based in Minnesota versus coverage you may have in a different state? So doing your research ahead of time and saying what type of increases, whether that's deductibles or that just might be out-of-pocket expenses, that can be important. It can be thousands of dollars.
Yeah, estate planning is also part of this conversation.
Yes, if you're going to have multiple residences, a lot of people don't realize you may have multiple probates. So having a estate plan that covers your assets both in your primary state of residence and wherever else you may own other properties.
Make sure you're on top of that.
You have to be on top of that. Also things like healthcare directives. So if you're in a different state and something happens, who takes care of your healthcare? Who takes care of your finances? You have to have those documents in place too.
What should we be thinking about if snowbirding is maybe a few years away or, maybe even less time than that? What are the sort of the checklist of things you should consider?
The first thing you want to consider is how does adding that into your plan affect you long term? We can have ideas and concepts, but if we don't have a baseline understanding of what your financial plan gives you permission to do, because that's what a financial plan is there to do. It's to give you permission to spend, not to be fearful that you can't do something. So you want to start with, do you have the income to support the lifestyle that you want to be able to live? Can your finances handle that increase or that change for you? And then what's the long-term impact on that? So like I said, for us at Great Waters Financial, our clients, they will get their foundational plan set, but then by building a life plan or a compass, they get an understanding of what do they really want their money to do for them and how can they incorporate that into their plan. If people have questions, they can check out greatwatersfinancial.com and learn more about that planning process.
Amazing. Well, beach sounds pretty great right now. Thanks for walking us through
Appreciate
how to
it,
make
Nick.
it work. Great to see you.